I'm honored to rise today to speak on Bill C-2. This is my maiden speech, and I wish to start by thanking the people of Elgin Middlesex London for giving me the opportunity to represent them in the House of Commons for the next 4 years. I would have not been here if it wasn't for the amazing volunteers and friends, but most of all, my incredible family. To start, I know that as I speak today, my mom and dad are watching these proceedings. I would like to thank my parents, Patricia and Harold Martin, for all of the opportunities and support they have always given me. As the daughter of a turkey and pig farmer, I understand hard work and commitment, and I thank you for instilling these values in me. Whoever thought the girl from Sparta would be sitting in the House of Commons? To my siblings who have always held me accountable, but doing so with love, a huge thanks for believing me. Linda, Ann, Paul, and my in-laws, Greg, Scott, Trish, Lisa, Pete, and David, thank you all. To Sandra and Bill, aka Nana and Pops, you have always been there for me, and I love you both. Making this decision to get into federal politics was not an easy decision, but I truly had a head start. My mentor and former boss, Joe Preston, sat across this aisle from 2004 to 2015. Trust me was a common phrase used daily in our discussions. And Joe, today I would like to thank you for encouraging me. Without your support, this would not have been possible. And now for the hard part, the people that I miss every day as I serve this amazing country. Dakota, Garrett, Marissa, Hannah, and Christian. I hope from this new chapter of my life that you will realize that anything is possible. Believe in yourself and surround yourself with good people. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. And finally, Michael, my better half, who the guy I married from band camp. I miss our evening walks, but I'm definitely thankful for FaceTime. This journey would have never been possible. Although we're 640 kilometers apart, you're always with me. I believe in you just as much as you believe in me, and I look forward to kicking off our bucket list in the next 20 years. Elgin Middlesex London is an incredible riding. It is filled with beautiful lake harbors, rich agricultural land, small and large vibrant businesses, but most of all, great people. The volunteers not only on my campaign, but throughout this riding helped mold me and educate me. I'd like to personally thank all the people who got me here, including Brian, Fran, Francine, Marcy, Whitney, Jeff, Jen, Betty, Ina, Blake, Bob, May, Terry, Reinhardt, Dan, Shirley, Dean, Bridget, Melissa, and all the residents of Crescent Ave. I thought if I went fast, no one would know if I really missed them or not. But special thanks to Ninja Turtle Noah, Maddie, Lauren, and Sarah. And to the ladies in the office, Kathy, Kelly, Jenna, and Kim, knowing that you're a part of the team makes me confident that Elgin Middlesex London is in good hands. It is with all of these wonderful Canadians in mind that I stand in the House to oppose the proposed alterations to the Income Tax Act. Mr. Speaker, Canadians have utilized the tax-free savings account since its introduction in 2009. This program has provided Canadians with incentives to develop attitudes of economic responsibility. TFSAs are helpful tools for Canadians who are seeking or save or are preparing for unforeseen economic vulnerability. A tool used by many of my constituents in Elgin, Middlesex, London, both young and old. The current Liberal government has proposed a reduction in the maximum amount of funds that Canadians can invest in these accounts per year. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the government does this on the false pretense that doubling of the TSFAs only benefit the highest earning Canadians rather than just the middle class. On the contrary, Mr. Speaker, statistics demonstrate that this investment tool is utilized by many middle-class Canadians. Half of these holding TFSAs earn less than $42,000 a year. In fact, 60% of Canadians who take advantage of the TFSA's limit earn $60,000 or less a year. What's more, in 2015, 600,000 Canadian seniors invested in TFSAs, maximizing their yearly deposits while earning less than $60,000 a year. Both the Canadian Association of Retired Persons and Canada's Association for the 50-plus were in favor of increasing this limit on the TFSAs to help seniors form fiscally responsible plans for the future. When the Conservatives raised the limit at the TFSAs, the majority of Canadians supported that decision. Lowering the limit at the TFSAs will do absolutely nothing for the low-income families, including financially burdened Canadians to which this government must remain accountable. The proposed changes in Bill C-2 will negatively affect Canadians by noticeably reducing their incentive to save for the future, creating a heavier reliance on government support during financial crisis, and furthermore, it will limit the choice of Canadians. Why put up roadblocks for people who want to engage in responsible saving practices? Why remove the sensible avenue for saving, which costs the government very, very little? Mr. Speaker, Bill C-2 does more than limit the choices available to the middle class. It also reduces the amount of attention given to the vulnerable people in Canadian society. Instead of worrying about nitpicking a program that already works for Canadians, the Liberal government should be seeking out programs and initiatives that will actually aid in giving a hand up to this country's most vulnerable. This government needs to continue to support programs such as Housing First Initiative, which was undertaken by the previous Conservative government. This initiative was directly aimed at ending homelessness by identifying those most desperate in Canadian society and ensuring that they were given a real opportunity for self-advancement. By seeking out these programs, this government has the ability to ensure that their efforts to end social issues do not go a mile wide and an inch deep. Spending well rather than just spending is the key to improving social issues today. Unfortunately, spending responsibly does not seem to be the current government's strongest attribute. These tax cuts are aimed at making the public feel better about Canada's current position during this time of economic uncertainty. However, these cuts are not enough to provide true relief for Canadians being affected by the dipping dollar. It will take much more than just tax cuts to regrow the Canadian economy. This remedy is a mere surface solution to a much more serious problem. Even more indicative of the Liberals' spending habits, it is the alterations to revenue that C-2 will cause. Originally, the government claimed that their new tax programs, including the lowering of the ceiling of the TFSAs, would be revenue neutral. However, the tax bracket changes contained in this bill will actually cost the government $8.9 billion in the next 6 years. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat that point. It will actually cost $8.9 billion in the next 6 years. Since the government failed to accurately project and report these financial results, why should we trust their promises that will aid Canadians in the long run? My constituents in Elgin Middlesex London have addressed this issue to me personally and are concerned with these changes. All age groups from all tax brackets have been using this method of saving for their money for the future. Young adults have been putting their money away through TFSAs to invest in new homes. Families have been using it to invest in their children's education, and many have been using it as a retirement tool. As the official critic for families, children, and social development, I can assure you that I've spoken to many constituents and Canadians who want to see the ceiling of the TFSAs remain at $10,000 per year. I look forward to continuing to hear from my constituents in the great riding of Elgin Middlesex London and to working with all Canadians in my new role. I would like to thank this House and my honourable colleagues for indulging me and for the opportunity to speak in this very important piece of legislation that will affect all Canadians. Thank you.